caves, crystals, kicking it, and kids tonight on the Love at First Flight after show.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh my God.
Ooh, I like it.
You guys.
Club action.
Oh yeah, the lights are flashing in the studio tonight.
You guys, I feel like Kylie Minogue is saying love at first flight. Did she change her lyrics?
Just for us.
Just for us.
Stacey emailed her and said, do it for this show, and she did.
Stacey also emailed Cale, and he will be calling in, so do not leave. Stay with us, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the Love at First Flight after show. This is episode 3. Check your baggage, relationship goals, and we've got Zack in the studio. Hello, welcome.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for letting me join you. I'm about to take over this show.
Yes, you are. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. And I am your host, Lauren, along with...
I'm Jenifer.
And I'm Stacey Olivas.
You guys, we are going to break down this week's episode of Love at First Flight, episode 3, like we said, and we are going to talk about our favorite cutest couple, disaster date, who we would date. We've got couple names, and Kale's calling in, so...
Busy.
Perfect episode, because I feel like this one really focused on Jenna and Kale. Kind of crazy, the stuff that went down.
Yes.
Crazy making.
Okay, so you guys, we started out, they were in Nashville, and then they headed to Sedona, Arizona. I've never been, and I really want to go.
I would love to go. Aside from the heat, I think the experience would be amazing because it is the more spiritual part of Arizona, and we obviously see that.
And I would put on all my turquoise jewelry, and I would go.
Well, I put it on. You can buy some more and surround yourself with
Yeah,
a
you
bunch
have
of...
to buy more. That's where you buy it from.
I would buy more, and then I would have all the rings on my fingers and like all the necklaces and the things, and I'd be like
Overkill.
ready to go.
Love it.
But so what though? Go big or go home with your turquoise.
Exactly. You're gonna make Sedona the Jersey. And just overdo everything.
Why not? Oh my
crystals and the turquoise. I mean, why not, right?
You guys, okay, so we started, I think it's a great idea. So we started out with Stephanie and Michael, and they had to throw and host a party. So they all, like, you guys obviously watch the show, that everyone has a challenge that they have to do, and they all get to go to the fantasy suite, quote unquote, if they succeed.
But we were still waiting for it to be like a different prize at the
I
end.
thought
and
so, yeah.
Again, they announced it though as though it's like this new thing. We're like, well, obviously they're going to either stay at that shithole or the really nice place.
They need to come up with something different.
I think the prize should be different too every time, but it's always the fantasy
Like
suite.
now you get a Cuisinart, which now you don't have to register at your future wedding, which you might have or might not.
Ooh.
Maybe each of the registry items.
I think
You're
they're
welcome,
trying.
Lifetime.
I think they're trying to encourage the sex making, and I feel like we're getting close. Even though we know Stephanie and Ryan already did the things. Yeah,
All of them, probably.
all
Even
of
the back
things.
nine.
I mean,
five.
even
or
they
they play the back nine on the episode
They
tonight.
do. That's what they did. Very indicative of what they're probably doing behind closed doors. But Stephanie and Michael had to throw a party for kids, host and throw a party. So Stephanie really struggles with feeling like Michael is like this Atlanta playboy because he kind of takes like the low hanging fruit and makes like the sex jokes, and it bothers her.
Do you think, would it bother you?
I mean, maybe not as much as it bothers her. But I guess if I felt like that's all that was happening, then it would.
Yeah.
But also, she's also bothered by like when they're driving to the airport. She's trying to give him directions, and he's like, "Oh, okay," and she's like, "Stop yelling!" And I'm like, "He's not."
No, he was like very calmly.
His voice is so
peacefully-
calm, don't you think?
Yeah.
Zach?
Yeah, it's a little too. I think he made the joke about lubing her up last week,
Right.
And I feel like he didn't do that because the broomstick is still shoved away up her butt, and he needs a little lube to loosen that up because she's a little too high strung.
Yeah.
Yeah, to answer your question,
don't
Stacey,
disagree.
I personally would be offended by it if it were a standalone affair. However, you see him like super nice to her and very accommodating and very understanding. He's very patient with like her like very rigid
Broom up the ass.
exactly like Zach said. And so I think he's attempting to open her up and make her laugh, and he is very lighthearted and easygoing.
Yeah.
And it's
So-
also like,
entertaining.
it's also
Yeah.
so obvious. It's like, how are you not going to make, I mean, they're having them excuse me, sorry. They're having them I swear, I'm Italian, I can't help it. They're having them stuff sausage, and then they're having them like make pottery.
Recreate a ghost scene
And
for
they're
the
like,
movie.
yeah, and
Right.
they're like, get your hands really wet. Like they're lobbing it in. And what's he going to do? Just sit there and be like,
Well, here's the thing. So when we see, the opposite end of the spectrum, which is Stephanie and Ryan, we see he makes annoying comments too, because if you spend that much time with somebody, you start to see their like cuckoo-ness.
Yeah.
And so he was doing that annoying accent in Nashville, and she's like, that cannot come.
Yeah.
But she handles it in a way where she's like, no, I don't like that, and you're cute but annoying.
Yeah.
Where like Stephanie kind of takes it very seriously.
It's
and
like
she's,
all or nothing.
Right.
Like, I don't want to be with you because you make these dirty comments.
And I feel like there's
Totally.
still so much in the evaluation zone where they can't get into the romance zone
Exactly.
that like she won't even let it go there because she's like, you just said the wrong thing.
Which I
but
think
the
is-
rest of the day he was great.
totally.
Yeah, but she also shuts it down without really addressing it with him.
Yes.
And she even said,
Like,
I just don't want to talk about it this week. And I'm like, but like, this is your chance to talk about it and let him know that he's doing something that's bothering you. Otherwise, it's going to fester.
And it's not like you're not ready to talk about something that's just like whatevs.
Yeah.
Like really, if
Like,
anything,
sorry, I was offended by your dick joke. Like,
right,
how
but
is-
I'm not ready to talk about something is usually like I'm not ready to talk about my feelings
Exactly.
about.
Well, it's also contradictory
cheating.
because
Yeah.
it's also contradictory for Stephanie because she says she is feeling comfortable with him and she wants reassurance that Mike is attracted to her. She says that in the beginning before the challenge of the group children birthday party, and then where they're doing
group date.
when they're doing the party the pottery, and he's like looking at her
like he wants to
Yeah.
kiss
like
her.
she like shuts
She's like,
down, and then she blames it on the fact that he's making these sex jokes, which is like he's just being kind of anybody would do that. Like, and I get maybe, so I don't know. I kind of feel like it's like she asks for something and then she doesn't. She gets it and isn't still happy.
I think she wants like the perfect guy, and she has like this idea in her mind, but there's no such thing. And I think she's like, oh well, he should already be this mature guy. When I'm with, like, she's not. She sees all the bad things in him, and she's
Right.
like, you should already be this perfect guy if I'm gonna date you. Like, you shouldn't be immature anymore. She called him a high school senior.
Yeah.
She said he's like a frat guy. She said all
Totally.
these things, but he's
But
not
also, I feel
totally
like
a frat guy.
all
There's
guys
no-
have that element in their personality.
Exactly.
And he's trying to like test the waters, test the temperature, and see like, is she playful? Because she seems a little more playful when the kids are around. Maybe I'm going to be playful when the pottery's around,
Yeah.
and like try and get her to laugh. Maybe he thinks that's like an easy way. It's like a cheap joke.
Yeah.
But
And he liked her at the party. He said he liked this Stephanie, that she was being fun and she was
Like
kind of in
mommy
mom
Stephanie.
mode. Yeah, and he liked that. And then I think he probably saw a side of her that he liked. He tried to kiss her on the next little pottery thing they did, and she was like not having it. Although they did win the challenge. The kids voted, and they said, you guys win the challenge. And then they seemed cute. Weren't they like sitting on each other's laps in
was
the
sitting on
interview?
his
Yeah.
lap.
yeah.
When did
but
that
like, was
happen?
that staged, guys?
No, I feel like you can't make this chick do something she doesn't want to
Yeah.
do, right? Oh, you guys, we have, okay, so we've got Cale on the line. Cale, hi, where are you calling from?
Hi. Hey, how's it going?
Good, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Dallas, Texas.
Yay,
Yeah, we're
thank you.
drinking tonight in honor of you and your drinking.
Because,
And also because we just drink regularly and we think it's not a problem.
yeah.
Nice. Actually, I have a little gift for Lauren right here.
Margarita
First of all,
tequila.
if that is some sort of sign without saying it, Cale.
Cale,
I'm giving you no signs tonight, ladies. Sorry, but I am going to be drinking red wine, not the white wine. So,
okay, that's fine,
It should be a fun
yeah.
little conversation.
I like that you're drinking along with us, but also,
Yeah.
guys, remember what Lauren said originally was that she would drink tequila if Cale and Jenna ends up together. So
it's very weird that Cale, for you, those of you that are listening, just held up a giant bottle of tequila for me. So we are going to now maybe think that he is giving us a sign. Who knows?
who knows? But either way, he's more civilized than drinking wine. So
Cale, Cale, this episode was like huge for you guys so far. I feel like it really kind of focused on you guys had to hike Cathedral Rock and meet the spiritual guide shaman and have like a willingness to open your mind. Although I'm not sure how to quantify if you guys opened
like you
your mind
obviously
or not.
did it. So does that mean you win?
I mean, did you really feel like you opened your mind? Be real.
Now, if you took ayahuasca and said, fine, yes, I'll do it, I would say then you win.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you have a life-changing moment.
Right.
Just with some crystals in
Yeah.
the mountain. I'm not buying that.
Yeah.
Kale.
So I wasn't really sure what the challenge was exactly, but I don't even know what we were doing most of the time. I'm like, what kind of show are we making today, guys? I don't even know. But we get the clue that we're gonna, have our spiritual journey, but we're also told too that we're gonna be outdoors, and I'm thinking, oh great, we're gonna get some sweat, like we're gonna work up some exercise, and I show up with a bandana, and I don't even know what we're doing today, and then they tell us that the shaman's there, and I'm like, okay, how do we win the challenge? I don't get it. But they said just don't laugh, and I'm like, okay, I got it. I can do this.
Okay, so now you are really open-minded to every challenge you've experienced so
That we've
far.
seen so far, yeah.
So, okay, you went into this whole spiritual thing, and you're like, all right, I mean, it's not my jam, but, like, I'm going to do it. But now, do you feel that you are open? Because Jenna's complaint is that, like, you're not open. And from the audience perspective, it seems like you're, like, open to even shoveling cow poop.
Yeah.
So how are you not open?
Yeah, I'm not really sure where Jenna's coming from when she says these things. I just know that there's just a lot of tension that's been building up since the first date. And I think that this episode is like the culmination of all of that. And it just kind of unloads at all the wrong times. And it's just so interesting that we're supposed to have like this spiritual sort of date, and all Jenna and I can do is just kind of bicker at each other. So
Which is the opposite of spirituality.
Yeah.
Totally opposite.
So I was like, I don't know why we're calling this the spiritual episode, but maybe it was cathartic in some regards. But yeah, I mean, it was actually really enlightening. I actually emailed Rogelio the other day. He's my shaman.
Oh,
and,
Wow.
Get
You should
into
move to
this
LA.
now.
It's very LA
Yes.
of you.
Yeah, and you guys should all go check out Rogelio too. You can just Google Rogelio on his website, and he does those sort of experiences, meditation sessions regularly. So go check him out. He's really cool. It was really interesting, very insightful.
I saw it and was like, I want to do that. I want
we'll
to
be
go.
out of office next week, so you guys can find us on that mountain.
Yes.
If anybody wants to join, there's a down payment.
Okay, so now you feel really open, and you feel like, okay, you're having this moment with the shaman, and you're doing this guided meditation, and then you go back and you're like, let's pop open a bottle of wine and let's like talk. And are you
Celebrate.
you thinking? Are you feeling good at that moment, Kale? Like, this is going to be good, right? And then
Absolutely. So we had just come off from Nashville where we had lost the challenge, but we had to stay in tiny quarters. So I'm thinking this is excellent. We've won this challenge, and now we get to stay in this awesome villa, and let's have a good time. Like, let's just kick back and enjoy each other's company, and then things just sort of turn south really quick. So
like, how do you? Where did you see it taking a left turn?
Well, Jenna was just very frustrated with me because she wanted a deeper connection, and we actually hadn't really found much of a connection at all at that point. So we're just trying to figure out why we're matched together. What is it that we have in common? What did the matchmaker see in us? And can we relate to one another? And Jenna is just, she's like, give me something, give me anything. And, I think that we both had very different approaches to dating, and I always tried to lead with my strengths. I think that I was trying to impress her most of the time, and most of the time she was, I'm gonna say that like I'm probably getting a better look than I should because I'm trying to crack jokes, and she's just kind of like, oh, okay, whatever, dude, and yeah, I'd just like to have a good time, and she's just like, I want more from you. Give me substance. Give me something that makes Kale tick. Give me something that keeps you motivated. Like, why are you like you? So I was like, okay, well, I'll share a little bit about my past that, I'm not necessarily proud of, but it's something that I've learned from and have sort of grown from, and this is why I am. I'm fun, I'm energetic, I like to meet people, I like to learn more about people's stories and their histories, and just sort of connect with people. And I think that Jenna was getting frustrated with me because she was seeing me connect with other people like that we were sort of hanging out with at the time, and she's like, why don't you have this connection with me yet? And I'm like, I don't know, like, give me something to connect you with. So
well, I
think that was more of a context to like what our argument started with.
Okay, so there's obviously and we all have to know that what we're seeing is not everything that's happening. So there's also some things that are going on behind the scenes. You can't show everything. So, but I personally felt like, Cale, you were giving her a real, authentic story, and you were opening up and being vulnerable. And I actually kind of was like, oh yeah, like, although I might not personally relate to your exact story, I can definitely relate in ways. And she was just like, I don't relate, and I don't feel like you're being real. And I sort of felt like I didn't agree with that. Did you guys?
Do you think that they paint you in a specific picture and then they paint her a certain way, and we might not be seeing the whole picture?
I think so. I think that Jenna's definitely not getting a fair shake yet, and I hope that people will start to come around to her a little bit, because she is really funny. We did laugh a lot on that farm in Nashville, and we were starting to warm up a little bit and connect a little bit. But I hope that, you know, she starts warming up to me in the future episodes, and people can kind of appreciate Jenna for who she is. Just right now, it's just really hard. There's a lot of friction there, and there's just a lot of frustration. So I don't know why she wants to say go deeper, or this isn't, I can't do anything with your story, tell me something else, or I think you're being fake right now, or whatever it is that she wanted to argue about. And it was just so frustrating, and I had too many glasses of wine at that point. Where
We understand.
Yes.
I was like, you know what, Jenna? I have something I want to tell you. And
well, that was pretty open of you to actually say that. So I feel again that saying you're not open is contradictory, because you opened up and said how you actually felt about it, and you seemed really patient until that point where it was like, well, he's obviously very open to this process. You're open to her, whether or not you felt something or not. It was hard to tell, honestly, from the viewer's perspective, if like you guys even were into each other romantically, or you're just going through this process and like, you know, making do. But it seems like you actually are very open to it, the whole thing. So it's hard to hear that you're not open to it when you seem like you are. I think, well, logically speaking, you seem open.
And he was even the one to apologize. So why did you decide to apologize for
well,
everything you didn't really do?
So again, I think I'm getting a better look than I probably should, because I definitely took a few cheap shots at Jenna during that argument, and she definitely took some cheap shots at me too. So we both probably needed to apologize, but I really felt like I knew what I was saying was upsetting her, and I don't. If she was trying to make digs at me, I was like, whatever, we're still in Sedona. It's fine.
Yeah.
You think whatever you want. So. But I did feel bad about, because I knew that some of the things I was saying to her were going to cut deep. And, after I'd had a chance to clear my head, I was like, guys, I really want to apologize to Jenna, preferably off camera first. But I understand that, we're here, we got to make a show or whatever. So, I was like, please, let's just move on from here, and hopefully we can pick up where we left off before this fight and turn some things around.
I will say that I did sort of pick up on in Nashville when you guys got back to the little house that you had to stay in, and you were
little house is an exaggeration. It was a tiny house.
Tiny house. You were laughing and stuff, and you were saying just right now that you guys kind of were laughing on the farm, and I could feel like that was sort of happening. And even though Jenna was like, is this a joke? I'm not staying in this house. I did kind of and I will say this, because you still have to be you, and you still have to stand up for who you are and what you want, and you were able to do that and still be nice and gentlemanly, if you will, because I don't know what ended up transpiring, but I love, and everyone here, I know we all agreed that when she said, I am not sleeping on the couch, you sleep on the couch, and you're like, I milked the cow, I was like, hell yes, Cale!
Yes, we took a drink to you and poured one out a little bit.
Yeah, I am from Indiana originally, so I can milk a cow, I've got it. And I was doing pretty good. I was hoping that they were going to give it to us, but they didn't. They were like, nope, you guys are getting the tiny house tonight. And it was kind of a bummer. Why we were milking the cows from behind, I still don't understand. Why weren't we?
That's not how it works.
That's not what you do?
No, I don't want to get pooped and peed on, so I'm like, why am I standing back here?
That's why, Cale. Drama.
Drama. Yeah.
Do you ever look back at this show now that you can watch it and say why did we get that challenge? Those people got to fly in a plane.
Oh my gosh! I mean, I'm seeing what all these couples are doing for the first time, and I'm like, did we even make the same show?
Dude, and then also you're watching it back, like, so Jenna got you, I thought it was actually kind of nice. She went at the end of your little thing, your little, section, and she got you a rose quartz, and she was gonna give this to you, but then, of course, in Jenna fashion, and, listen, we say she is who she is, and she's either being made to look that way or she is that way or whatever, but she is her. So just let her be, and she owns it, and great. But in typical Jenna fashion, she was like, I got him a rose quartz, but I didn't give it to him because it didn't feel like it was the time. And I was like, of course you didn't.
Well, does she ever give it to you?
But you're watching it. You're watching it back now, and maybe we'll find out if she gives it to you or not. But are you surprised in the moment now watching, going, oh, she got it for me then? Or she did that? Like, were you surprised?
You guys got to stay tuned on that. I certainly am surprised seeing it now with the footage, but I knew that she had taken the car that day, and I was like, all right, cool, I'm hanging out here at the villa, it's going to be all right. But I didn't know exactly what she was doing. I certainly didn't know she was shopping for a gift for me. But yeah, it was kind of nice. It was kind of cool seeing that she was thinking of me whenever we had just had this fight, and I was just blowing off steam, just saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe Jenna's having this fight with me. I'm so angry. And Jenna's, going to the crystal shop saying, I need to get, a gift for someone, So it's just interesting how our dynamics are different and our perspectives are changing, because it seems like she is apologetic about how all that went down. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in future episodes.
It will be. And I'm going to ask you something, Cale. Initially, right? This show you put together by a matchmaker, and you're taking on these maybe good dates or maybe not so good dates. Either or, you're put in this situation, nothing can create chemistry. Like, no matter what you do, it's either there or it isn't. I want you right now to tell us and all of our listeners, when you first saw Jenna, be real. Were you attracted to her or were you not? Can you just answer
Absolutely. Yeah, Jenna was really fun at the beginning. She kind of came in, this sort of pistols blazing, and I had told the matchmaker, like, I love a girl that's fun and exciting and has a lot of witty banter and can keep me on my toes. And Jenna definitely had that for a while, but it's at some point during the first date, I was just kind of like, is she making fun of me? And like kind of a mean way? Right. I can't tell. Is this going well, guys? I don't know. Someone is me in.
Does the matchmaker ever reappear, or you do a whole test with that person, you tell them what you want, and then they're gone, poof, like a fairy godmother?
I met the matchmaker one time, and I will say I felt like we had a great meeting. The matchmaker, I felt like she got me. She totally understood who I was and totally knew what I was all about. And we actually had slots of time whenever we were meeting with the matchmaker, and I know that I exceeded well beyond the slotted time that I was going for, and it felt just like a really good meeting. And I was like, okay, I've told her exactly what I'm looking for, what I want, and I just know that she's got me. I absolutely know it. So
maybe you should date the matchmaker, Cale.
Yeah, you seem really into it.
Unless you're engaged.
There was a connection there.
Well, unless Lauren has to drink tequila. But also, can you tell us who this matchmaker is? Is that like public knowledge?
I think it is. I think we're going to see the matchmaker soon. I think I've seen that on social media. So it was Dr. Aaron Foster.
Not to be confused with Aaron Foster
of David
Foster's daughter, but in LA, she's an LA person. It's okay.
A reality star, if you will.
Oh my God. Okay, so yeah, so you guys spent some quality time with a matchmaker, and so you're thinking this, she has got me, and this girl. So you see Jenna, and you're like, yes, I think she's beautiful, and so she comes in, and then now we're seeing what's sort of unfolding, and we all are,
just curious why they set them up.
Yeah. We're all wondering that.
Yeah, what were some of the questions that they asked you, like the matchmaker asked you?
I don't remember any particular questions. I just remember having a good discussion with her. I remember leaving that meeting and just thinking, like, we're going to save the world someday. We had this plan. We were totally just like vibing. We're like, this needs to change and this needs to happen, and then we're going to do this someday, and like it's all going to be great. Let's just fix all the world's problems right now. Let's go.
So did you trust the matchmaker so much that like you started this process and you're like, well, I know that matchmaker was smart, and that person was like that secret little wizard at the end of the, like, I don't know, Wizard of Oz, whatever. But Like, did you trust that matchmaker so much that that is what kept you going? Because obviously we see you struggle. So while we're watching this, we're wondering, they say it's a 30-day trip. Can you at any point bow out, or were you just like, no, I know this matchmaker's got me, I'm going to make it to the 30 days?
I definitely had concerns after date 1. When I expressed those concerns, I was very upset. I was a little taken back, and I was just like, wait a minute. I thought that, I told the matchmaker what I was looking for, and I can't even find a connection right now. I thought that this was it, and so I set out on day 2. I'm like, okay, Jenna, you and I have to figure this out. Like, what do we have in common? And we're like literally sitting at that picnic, and we're just like, what do you like?
Politics. And she was like, I didn't even vote. And you were like, well, that freaking sucks.
Yeah. And I was like really having some suspicions there. I was like, is Ashton Kutcher going to come out somewhere? Am I getting a camera right now?
Like was that matchmaker even a matchmaker?
Yeah, I was definitely having some questions right then and there. I don't know. I felt
duped. You felt duped. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Well, we all are kind of like on the, I feel like we're on the same page as you all here. Like we're kind of wondering what's going on. Like, how is he going to get through this? He seems like he's being kind of open, and like it's a little more difficult for you, I feel like, in ways than it is for her. It's sort of, she feels very resistant and you feel very open. And especially after this, experience and challenge that you had, we were definitely seeing you be open and to something that you weren't comfortable with. This was her comfortability, and you were like, I'm going for it. You even won the challenge, and then you have this fight, and we're feeling like, damn it, of course we want to see if you guys can connect, and we're just not seeing it. So we're kind of like, we're holding on tight for the next couple episodes coming up to see what happens. Can you tell us, before we let you go, are there any hints or clues or something that you think we need to look for?
Other than that tequila bottle you got from
other
Lauren.
than that tequila bottle.
We do have tequila right here. I've got it for you, Lauren. I might send it your way pretty soon.
God, that looks hard.
Guys, if anyone watches this show, that
All
is like as
tequila.
clear as day.
Yes.
Thanks,
Kale's
Kale.
blushing,
Kale's
too.
very
I
open
know.
because clearly Kale likes signs and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that Jenna is definitely going to show us some different sides of her pretty soon. I think that we're going to see maybe why she is the way she is. And I think that maybe, I don't know if you guys are Game of Thrones fans or not, but she might have some kind of Jaime Lannister redemption arc. I don't know. It could be coming. I don't know. But
Okay.
As he has his chalice of wine.
Yes, you gave us something to hold on to, Kale. You really did. Thank you so much
excited.
for calling in.
Absolutely.
We really appreciate your insight and your openness. We really appreciate your openness.
You keep doing you. Being open and stuff.
well, thank you for having me. I appreciate being on your podcast. You guys do a great job.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We are so excited to keep watching the show, and we will be in touch with you about maybe calling back and like having a little
Later in
recap
the
later.
season.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
Call me back
More
anytime. you guys.
tequila for
Yes.
Lauren.
Oh my God. I'm scared. Okay. All right, Kale. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Oh my God, you guys. He's really just like totally like him.
That's him.
That's Kale.
He's also totally dating the matchmaker.
No, I
No.
think
Under
he's
the table.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Dr.
I think-
Aaron Foster.
But I think he definitely has a
coming for
crush
you.
on Dr. Aaron Foster.
Yeah.
I'm going to stalk her
You know
on
why?
Instagram tonight.
Yes.
I bet he likes Dr. Aaron Foster because it seems like he made a match and Dr. Aaron Foster was spot on.
So you're predicting that
Yeah.
they actually ended up matching and that I'm going to have to take 4 shots
I
of
don't
tequila?
have to predict it. He brought you a tequila
I
bottle.
know.
Like real life
There
Tinder.
is 0 chance that those two like each other.
I think they do because all signs point
Oh,
to
so you think they're
Jen.
dating now, or you think they're like
engaged, yo.
Opposites attract. And the matchmaker obviously knew what she was
she
doing.
knew what she
Are
was?
you guys all smoking the
Also,
same
Well,
crap
I don't know.
pipe?
Now that he brought that tequila,
No,
I'm kind of like,
that was a dead giveaway. But
going
also the
on?
fact that
Jen!
he just listen. I hear what I hear and I see what I see. It's facts.
Eyes.
Okay, I have eyes and ears and stuff. So I think also the fact that he defends her so nicely, or not defends her, but talks about her in such a like high regard. He is doing like damage control for her, and that only comes from a place of love.
Yeah.
You guys.
Otherwise, he'd be
maybe
throwing
friends.
digs.
What?
Maybe they became friends.
Oh, I'm
later?
fine with
Tequila
it.
With
bottle,
benefits.
guys.
I know.
You guys, this This bet has nothing to do with Friends. Let's just be clear. I only take the 4 shots of tequila throughout the show if
what
they
if they're like friends with benefits?
No,
Is that like half?
Zach, don't
half
try
of
it.
the dose?
Don't try it.
LOVE, making sex love.
What if it's like it's complicated on Facebook and we're like trying to make
guys,
it work for the kids?
If you want a
so you're saying he impregnated her.
You guys,
pregnant
if
with
you
twins.
want a podcast about dating and relationships, then you can listen to our podcast,
Yeah.
Jen and I. It's complicated at Complicated Show. But also, you guys, what about Maria?
Yeah, tell us
Hello?
about her podcast.
Because there's
Zach.
another
Yes.
podcast that we feel like you guys should listen to.
Yes, if you guys want to have fun, learn, and grow in all areas of your life, we have a podcast for you. It's called Conversations with Maria Menounos, Podcast Edition, and it's hosted by our AfterBuzz TV founder and drops every Friday on iTunes. Conversations with Maria Menounos features celebrity and influencer interviews along with secrets and tips on how to be better in all aspects of your life, from health and wellness to career, relationships, finances, and more. Let our Maria be the big sister you've always wanted. Just go to iTunes and subscribe to Conversations with Maria Menounos for free. Be sure to rate and comment, and when you do, let Maria know that it was us that sent you there. Our 4 amazing faces.
Yes.
Conversations
Or
with Maria,
voices.
or voices,
Which are
depending
amazing.
on if you're listening or watching.
Yep.
Conversations with Maria Menounos, Podcast Edition. Check it out right now.
It makes so
Or
much
not
sense.
right now because we're still on air, but after
After
that.
this
But you
show.
guys-
And then after you've like marinated all the really important things we have to say and stuff,
Since we
and
talk
subscribe
about-
to our
yeah.
channel and like our show and liked us and 5 stars and all the things.
You guys
all
have
the
homework.
Follow us on social media.
It's just small tasks.
No
That's
big
really,
deal. No big deal. Okay,
Tell a
now
friend, really.
tell a friend. And
Send a
speaking
tweet.
speaking of friends, Mike and Alma have really started creating this friendship. And I feel like they need to take it to the next level. So their challenge is to crawl through 400 feet of the canyon caves. And obviously they know who has what fear. We see later that Stephanie has a fear of Stephanie and Ryan of flying. And Mike has this fear of being buried alive. So they give him this challenge.
And that's what I'm so curious about. Give the guy a break. Like, first they
Poor
make
guy.
him, poor
Sing.
guy. He has
Yeah.
anxiety and like panic attacks, and they're like putting him out there to go sing in front of crowds of people.
Right.
Never
Like
sang
they
before.
keep getting like the hardest challenges. I
Yes.
feel like, yeah,
I had
right.
anxiety just
Hardest
looking
for
at
Mike.
Hardest
I
for
feel
Mike.
like, yeah.
Almost
for,
just hanging.
for
I feel like
Zach.
they're just, pushing her button so that she can snap and slam another door.
Yeah,
I love
because she's got that
moment.
like
But how do
fiery.
you slam rock? Like
Well,
where do
you
you go when you're living
You
underground?
throw a rock.
Yeah.
At,
Oh.
yeah.
Don't throw stones in a glass house
Yeah.
unless you're staying underground.
No,
Yeah.
Jen, you had it and then you lost it. Jen is
Just like my love.
Jen, just like your yes. Jen is of those of you who don't know, butchers every saying cliche ever.
But it came out so natural.
Thank
It
you.
did-
I
well,
tried
no, it
to
did.
sell it.
Yeah.
It's the
it was cute.
conviction
Yeah.
in which she says
Well,
it
I
that
am
fools
an
you.
artiste.
Her best one
So-
was he pulled the wool right out from under her. Instead of he pulled the rug right up or the wool over her eyes.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't have
the
known.
wool.
It could have been a wool rug.
It could have been a
I'll
wool
give
rug.
you that.
Thank you. But also, why do you have 2 sayings that mean the same thing? Just make one.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
she did that.
That's what you did.
That's what she did. And
So
I
I'm
feel
reinventing the wheel.
I
know that saying.
Oh, yes. So I feel like Alma might pull the wool right out from under Mike because so she's very like, she calls him babe, she calls him boo, she calls him sweetie, and so they're in this cave and they've got to get through it, and it gets kind of scary, right? And so she's cool, right? She's like, okay, yeah, nobody knows that this is Mike's fear. He internalizes it. They go through the cave. She starts to be like, I need your help. And I think what helps here is this distracts him from his fear to help her. And so he's there for her. And this ended up being a good thing for both of them because then he revealed, this is my fear. And she's like, oh my God, but you helped me. And then they won the challenge and they had to stay underground, which was, again, a little effed up because he was
Trickery.
like, I don't like this.
Yeah. That wasn't
But
very
they
5-star
did it.
luxury.
But they did it, and they seemed like I didn't think that they were going to do any of the things in the little fantasy suite, but I think they're close.
But where's the chemistry?
I liked it because I feel like he actually listened to her the last date
Yeah.
and was like, took her into consideration
Yeah.
what she's been wanting and helped her and put
They-
himself aside.
They
'cause
enjoyed
I
each
would've
other's
been
company, and
freaking
he
out.
reveals that there is chemistry there, and that it was the best date ever. I kind of feel like it was good.
It was good. I think he really stepped up to the plate. Whereas last week she said that she didn't really feel like he could be there for her, and this was him kind of showing that, being that this was a big fear of his, and he didn't let her know that, and he still pushed through it for her. Like, it shows that he's stepping up to the plate.
She wants that, like, knight in shining armor.
He's healing her daddy issues.
Totally.
Like, everybody wants that.
Oh,
I got your back. Yeah, he's not going to abandon her.
But I also really like that they subscribe to this system and they're like
Yes.
actually communicating and trying to make it work. And again, we don't know what happens behind the scenes. Like, tried to get out of Kale a little bit. Like, are they pushing you to those 30 days, or is like, can you just hit the eject button and peace out? And you're like,
Get out of
flight
here.
done. Take
Peace
me back
out,
home.
rainbow trout.
Exactly saying. So, do you think that they're both into each other and just trying to fit like how they say, like, the square peg into the round hole? That's right.
She
too.
did it. She did it
But
again.
do you
2 for
think
2.
that they're maybe like, okay, we know that there are elements of this that do work, or we trust this freaking magical guru matchmaker, so we're gonna really forge ahead? Because they seem so into it. They're like, let's
They
talk.
seem into
I
the
need
process.
This.
I
need
think they
this.
really want the same thing. They want love and they want to get married. So they're like, okay, well, we have to work towards this.
You
We
guys,
have to
this is
become
like
those
nature.
people.
It's like nature versus nurture. Like, either one works, right? I think like
Yeah.
you can either have the instant chemistry like Stephanie and Ryan, which we're about to get to, or you can be open to the things that are happening around you and accept it, like Mike and Alma, Stephanie and Ryan. Tee off foot golf challenge. Didn't even know
Again,
what that was.
the easiest challenge of all challenges.
And she's like, I don't like my
Zach.
Stupid.
so stupid.
They're corny.
Child's play.
You guys, she's complaining about
Yeah.
her. She's complaining about her stupid outfit, and he's like,
Because they have no shoveling and pooping to deal with. They complain about their Pepto-Bismol outfits.
I mean, really. Anyway, I mean, the outfits weren't very cute. Let's be real.
They were
But
awful.
is that the end of all days? No.
I mean, then
free outfit.
so then I'm confused
Now that
because
you don't want to keep.
yeah, Jenna and Kale didn't really complete their milking challenge, and they didn't get to stay in the fantasy suite. I'm gonna call it that for the rest of the entire season.
Fine.
And
It's terms we
they
understand.
had to have like a score under 60 or something, because
69
golf
actually.
or whatever, and they didn't do it, but they still completed the challenge because they worked together. I'm like, what the heck is that?
Because he wanted to finish the challenge out and she like went along with it.
They've just become that annoying couple.
You guys, I do not
annoying.
think they are going to stand the test of time
No,
at all.
they're like
No.
falling head first. They're
Totally
falling. They're
like
falling.
you guys. She's like, I'm in love with him, basically,
Chihuahua.
and I'm just like, what the?
She's the girl on Instagram that matches with the guy. They go on a first date and it's great, and she's ready to get married, and like she's in, and she's like ready to have.
But they
him
don't
meet
even
the
know each other.
family. But they don't even know each
And
other.
it almost doesn't matter who he is.
Yeah.
And she's just so into it
Yeah.
because she's made it out to be so perfect in her head that like it's only gonna come crashing down and burning
Right.
because it's too much. Like, no guy wants that much that soon.
I feel
Well,
like
he seems like he
Pace it.
does want it, though.
Doses. But then like she's gonna get to be too much. No,
Okay,
I
fair
agree.
enough.
I
need-
agree.
You need a little foreplay before you jump all the way in.
Well, it seems
too
like
late.
they had foreplay.
Too late.
And a 5 play.
They've already been all in.
And then they have this conversation.
And the back nine.
They have the conversation. Totally did the back nine. They for sure played the back nine after the golf ball.
Foot golf.
Foot golf.
golf.
Whatever
that was
it was.
weird.
It's so weird. Okay, and then they have this conversation. They sneak into this stupid hot tub together, like it's some. I don't. Anyway, I was like, and she was like,
Real challenge.
Anyway, that was the real challenge. And then they start talking about how he doesn't want to move to New York and how he's like, that is not my jam. And she's like, I do not want to live in the Midwest.
When they're
And-
playing Jenga of all things, it's like you two and your silly high life. It's like,
And how she said that she doesn't want to move because of her dog and the relationship her mom
her mom
has
and her
with
dog are best
dog.
friends. I was like, are you really serious with that?
well, is she serious about love with that?
I mean, I think she is. She's like the girl on The Bachelor that's like, I'm here for the right reasons.
But you're not if you won't move because your dog has a relationship with your
But
mom.
saying words are just words. Like, I feel
Right.
like she's full of a bunch of words.
Do you guys think it's interesting
Hot
how
air.
we keep saying, I want someone that's like sacrifices for me and we're a team, and then she's like the complete opposite. She's
Yeah,
like,
and he's
"What's
not
me, me,
seeing
me,
it.
me, me?"
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So when I think what I feel like is a problem here is that you don't want to, like, chemistry is chemistry, but and that's great that they're feeling that initial attraction, but I think they're being blinded by that because now they're not even seeing the things that they're wanting and asking for may not be there because they're doing the things.
They're the immature couple that is like amateur hour.
Whereas like Mike and
Yeah.
Alma or like Stephanie and Mike, I feel like they have a little more potential because I do feel like, and we'll get to our little, our little couple action in a second, but I feel like Stephanie and Michael have some good potential there
Yes.
because I think they're attracted to each other and I think they just have to sort of get over the hump.
Just jump in.
Oh,
Just hook up already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well.
so you guys, we're gonna go over a couple little like things here. Who do you, Zach, think is the cutest couple as of now?
I really like Mike and Alma.
Me too. That's
Wait,
my
raise your
they're
hand
my
if you agree.
Like, I like his cute little like chip tooth. I like his
Yeah.
kind of like I like
about
how
his
his eyebrows
eyebrows?
have no shape to
Yeah,
them. They're
yeah.
just like
He needs microblading for sure, but we'll let it go.
yeah. I like them together. I think they could be a very cute couple.
Me too.
Same.
I agree. Stacey?
I like Stephanie and Michael, and there's like a lot of tension, like sexual
Yes.
tension. It's just like jump in, like kiss him already, like, and then I feel like the guards will be let down, and then they'll just like fall in love.
Okay, who
He
do you
just needs a broom to brush down the cobwebs down there.
totally?
Oh, damn.
It's been a
And
minute
pull
and she needs
pull
it.
out. He needs to pull out the broom and then
Yeah.
brush the cobwebs away.
Guys, he's gonna come on our show soon, and so we're gonna ask him all about
Yes.
that.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm on the Mike and Alma front at this point.
Okay, what this episode 3 disaster date, Zach?
Disaster day. The golf. I think that's where we
Me
really
too.
start to see them.
You and I
start
are
to
so.
crack.
Maybe we should. Maybe
Yeah.
we should have been paired together.
Yeah, you guys need to go. Bye.
But I think I think Stephanie and Ryan was disaster date for me.
Disaster date for me, Cale and Jenna. That just made me sad.
It's the easy
It's
answer,
like,
but I
yeah,
just I
it's
had
the
to go.
easy
Yeah.
answer. Yeah, it's to be expected.
Well, I'm not ready to say that Stephanie and Ryan are a disaster yet because I know they're going to become one sooner than later. So
Yeah.
I'm going to hold off. But Cale and Jenna felt like for me a disaster date because they had promise, and she was even getting softer when talking to him about spirituality or talking about him, and it seemed like either someone said you're coming off a certain way, or she really was like, I'm gonna just be my true self and I'm actually this person. I don't really know which are the truth,
see.
but we'll see. But I do feel like their fight was like brewing. And
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
like he tried to make it romantic with the wine, and then like it was just like all hell, fell
Yeah.
through the
Oh,
sky.
okay. And
not the same.
really quick before we go, we're gonna fire off some couple duo names. We've got Stephanie
Oh,
for
Stryan.
or Stryan.
Stryan.
What about Alma and Mike? We've got Makema.
Melma?
Malma.
That's on the list.
I really like Stephanie and Mike Steicheny.
Stikeny.
Or Stike.
Put a stike in it.
Stike.
Uh-huh.
Put a
And
Stike in that
Jenna and
relationship.
Kale, we've got Janelle. I like Janelle.
I like Janelle.
Or
like that
Janale, if you want to put an accent.
Or jail.
Or jail.
Somebody
Jail.
might be in
Which
it.
actually might be it. Okay, guys.
Or not,
what it
tequila,
feels
guys.
like.
I would, and if I had a choice, I would date Michael. Who would you date? Michael, not Mike. Michael.
Mike with the eyebrows.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, Mike with the eyebrows.
I'm Michael.
Yeah,
Because
ooh.
he seems really patient, understanding, fun, lighthearted, good dad, all the things.
Okay, you guys,
Entrepreneurial.
do not forget to tune in next week for our show. We're going to go over episode 4 of Love at First Flight after show here at AfterBuzz TV. You can find me at Lauren Leonelli on all the social medias. Jen?
You can find me at Jenifer Golden on all the social medias.
And you can find me all over social media at Stacey Olivas.
I'm Zack Peter. You can follow me at Just Plain Zack.
Alrighty, see you guys next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.